Skeleton Crew Episode 4. Did I miss something? Last week I nodded at significant improvements, including Jude Law's presence, an owl-like creature, and 2 well-rendered escape scenes. This week, I shrugged in disappointment over an incomprehensible script, second-rate effects, and, wait for it, girl bosses. I'll survey the damage next. Welcome to Galactic Initiative. I'm your host, Jeff. I wish I could say Skeleton Crew needed 4 episodes to bring its plot into focus. Unfortunately, at its halfway point, the show is adrift on a sea of half-baked concepts. It's more confusing than Ray Gun's qualifications for Olympic breakdancing. I described the first 2 episodes as Frankenstein's monster, a hodgepodge of 80s Amblin entertainment with Star Wars skin. But dichotomies from episode to episode recall another gothic horror tale, Jekyll and Hyde. A strange case indeed. Contrast episode 1's slow burn with episode 2's sitcom urgency, with episode 3's balanced pace with episode 4's ludicrous speed. A pattern emerges from Kennedy Films' corporate approach to creativity. The narrative lacks unity of vision and execution. Where have we experienced these problems before? I credit Grand Admiral Sean for the following illustration. A professor divides a movie script among students in her class. To each, she assigns 1 section, provides starting and ending prerequisites, and confers artistic license. After photography, the professor arranges all the sections to produce 1 film. Imagine the variances in tone, themes, characterization, cinematography, etc. The parts would never coalesce to form a whole in that scenario. For Skeleton Crew, I perceive a Jekyll and Hyde mashup that causes jarring, unexplained shifts. George Lucas delivered 2 world-altering trilogies through his supervision. Supervision. But nowadays, Leslie Headland dismisses his achievements as an auteur myth.
This is like what we understand to be Star Wars, like the idea that that only came from George Lucas, that only George Lucas holds the key for what we understand to be Star Wars is just untrue. That's the misogyny and the problem with the auteur myth as it stands today.
In corporate fashion, studios accelerate production and reduce costs by divvying episodes, then blend directors' results regardless of quality and compatibility. Kennedy Film didn't pioneer the process, and Skeleton Crew isn't the only amalgamated series, but its seesaw is the most egregious. Did you notice similar disunity in Mando, The Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, and others? A quick recap, then a critical analysis. The events of Episode 4 took place on Akron, one of 9 hidden planets called Jewels of the Old Republic. Kim's data card led the crew to it. Why?
Don't know.
Unlike Akron experienced civil war and went to ruin. Conveniences separated the kids from Jod and SM-33. In seconds, the Troik faction trained the kids to raid the Hatton faction with blasters. Why did these factions exist?
Don't know.
What were they fighting for?
Don't know.
Why did the Troik's girl boss like Neil?
Don't know.
What was the central message about peace?
Don't know.
With incredible foresight, Jod paid the Hattons for MacGuffin Eopes to appease the Troiks, to liberate the kids. And as quickly as it gained relevance, the conflict on Akron lost relevance. Did the war end?
Don't know.
Together, the crew visited a MacGuffin tower, where Fern accessed SM-33's memory. The droid knew the location of Atton all along, but a command from its previous captain prevented it from saying so. The "can't say I remember no Atton" shtick. Once it was unconstrained, SM-33 attacked the kids. Jod deactivated it to prevent injuries. As you probably gathered, Episode 4 accomplished nothing but it sprinted from start to finish. The unlocking of SM-33's memory was the only bit of progress, and it had nothing to do with the hidden planet, warring factions, or a supervisor's tower. The intended lesson about shunning violence but protecting your loved ones turned out to be clumsy and moronic. For its pace and story, this installment ranks among the worst in Kennedy Films' streaming catalog. Hurried yet boring. Little to no exposition, plot conveniences, mystery boxes. Did J.J. Abrams direct Episode 4? No, it belonged to the Daniels, Kwan, and Shiner. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once is an accurate summation of it. Seeking a comparable experience? Try The Rise of Skywalker.
Somehow Palpatine would...
Shut up!
The effects didn't meet Star Wars standards. Clearly, the runes of that Akron were a projection of the volume. Crappy costumes, low-grade CGI. Last week, I complimented the series for its visual splendor. This week, Hyde bested Jekyll. Girl bosses were plentiful. Fern and KB continued to carry Wim and Neil on the adventure. Don't believe me?
Kim said that there were other hidden planets like ours that were all destroyed. So maybe this is another planet co-founded with that atom. And anyone that lives here might know about home. Ew, gross. Maybe you shouldn't be touching that. You're amazing, Fern. You can't just say you're amazing now. Figure something out. Like I'm supposed to solve everything.
Can Fern flex on adults? Yep.
Hey, no adults in the cockpit.
Yeah, what? Fern?
Captain Fern. You work for us, remember?
You heard her. Captain Fern gave an order.
Yes, Captain Fern, I'm so sorry.
33, keep John on the ship until we get back.
Aye, Captain. Initiating babysitting sequence. Come on, baby.
Scenes like these don't make sense to me. Jod rescued SM-33 and saved the ship twice in Episode 3. But Fern belittled Jod and assigned SM-33 to babysit him in Episode 4. Jekyll and Hyde. Jude Law can't carry the series as the butt of jokes. Hana was a new girl boss. She led the Troik in unnecessary slides and backflips. Always trust adolescent girls in a war zone. Like Marcus Aurelius, she was a warrior philosopher. Enjoy a few chestnuts of wisdom beyond her years.
We fight for fools. We fight to protect our friends. We are strong. When I'm leader of the Troik, I will remember your ways. Your weakness. It makes you kind.
I'll pose a few questions to conclude my review. What do we know about the protagonists? Wim, Neil, Fern, and KB. What motivates the primary antagonist? No, simpler question. Who is the primary antagonist? What will drive the story to its climax? Will the series show consistency of pace, tone, and characterization between any two of its chapters? Have I made my points? Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.
I need your help, son.
Check out Galactic Initiative for honest takes on Star Wars.
Galactic Initiative is not authorized or endorsed by Lucasfilm Limited. The name Star Wars and all related materials are registered trademarks of Lucasfilm Limited, a subsidiary of the Walt Disney Company, all rights reserved. Galactic Initiative is a registered trademark, and other product and company names are trademarks of their respective holders. Use does not imply affiliation or endorsement.